What's going on, everybody? This is the Friends Podcast. Welcome to episode 1. This podcast, we're going to go through a rundown of, a couple of things that we want to talk about. Hopefully, you guys want to hear as well. Kind of give some introductions, and things of that nature. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is Matt. I go by a few different names, but Matt is going to be my name for this podcast. And I have my co-host with me. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, this is Rod, and that's what I'm going to go by everywhere. So, this is the Friends Podcast, and pretty much the gist of it is we're just going to discuss a bunch of topics, as he said. We called it the Friends Podcast because all of you guys are friends of the show. We're going to also have a bunch of friends on, and hopefully maybe we'll have some guests in the chat boxes or when we do that in the future.
Definitely.
And get to talk to some of the fans.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, definitely interact with us. If you guys listen to the podcast, like what we talking about, hate what we talking about, whatever it is, definitely interact and let us know what you guys, think of it.
And what we can do better,
have
for
some
sure.
Different guests on. Yeah, of course, the ways to improve and things like that, because this is number one. We definitely want to grow in this podcast game and see what's going on with it. So, yeah, man. So I guess, do you want to jump into the first topic right now, or just kind of go back into some?
Well, I kind of want to get into what some of the things they should expect. Some of the things they should expect. We want to try to create some topics mainly about some of our favorites, which is hip hop and rap, R&B. We got some alternative type of music that we be listening to. We want to have some games and just have fun with it. So if you guys have questions or anything you want to send us, we can also incorporate that into the show. Yeah, so. And also we're going to have some guests, some music artists that we hope to come on like locally from Michigan, Maryland, California, from all over. Like not just music, also artists, like as people who draw or people who make media or content, other people like that come on the show and have a conversation. Also, you're gonna get to know me a bit more as we keep going. I'm a fan of cryptocurrency, so we're gonna talk about some things maybe you can get invested in and look into yourself and try to make a better future as most Black people be trying to do everywhere.
Most definitely trying to create that generational wealth and stuff like that. So yeah, me and Ryan, we definitely bond over different music topics, different arguments and stuff like that. So I know plenty and many of y'all, y'all definitely love music, y'all love art. So like I said before, definitely try to interact with us and let us know your feedback too. And we definitely have some different opinions on a lot of different stuff, artists we like and stuff. So gonna definitely be some good conversations on here. So you want to hop into the first topic, or what you thinking?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. And so the first thing we want to kind of get into, being the start of the new year, 2022, we want to start talking about some of the best music and the best artists, albums that we've heard from 2021. We started off, we both over the past week we made a list of something, going back and listening to some of the albums from 2021 and just kind of choosing what we thought was our personal favorites. I mean, you guys can go in and tell us what you think. If you think this list is bullshit, let us know. Or if you agree with it, like, let us know too. We like the love and the hate.
For sure.
So yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, so I guess let me just kind of give some background. So I guess we have a list of 10 right now. I definitely have a lot more than 10 honorable mentions, but should we go through, one by one, just from 10 to 1? Did you put yours in order?
That's the thing. With my list, I don't have any specific order. It's just 10 albums. I will name my favorite album of the year, but the rest of them, it could be in any order. It don't really matter.
Okay,
That's
yeah, I put like
felt.
a loose order on mine. Okay, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I put like a loose order on mine, so I guess we could just go back and forth and then kind of talk about each one. I'm gonna start.
We might have some of the same albums, but I'm not sure yet because I haven't even heard yours. But Yeah, let's do one by one, and then we just go like that.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with it. So number 10, I got Into the Late Night by Larry June and Cardo. So Larry June is an artist from, I think he's from San Francisco, and of course Cardo. Cardo has been around for at least a decade, producing for Wiz and Currency and so many different other people, Drake and all that kind of stuff. But this, I don't know if you ever have you ever listened to Larry June before?
It's been some years. I can't say I'm not that up on him yet.
Yeah, nah, he dropped a couple projects this year. I think he dropped the Orange Print this year, or excuse me, last year in 2021. But yeah, this one, of course, Cardo Beats is pretty just chill and just like real soulful, and Larry June just kind of be talking about his life. It's just real. It's real kind
I
of
thought
like
he was
it's
more or
some
less
real
a
player
weed
shit to me.
rapper. That's kind of how I categorize him. I don't know if that's the way you think of him.
Maybe back then, cause I know he been out for a minute, but I know maybe back then he was like on some weed shit. But now I feel like he on some just like some player type pimping, real cool vibey type shit. But
What Dom
it's
Kennedy
it's
used to
pretty
be.
good. Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's a good comparison. Yeah, I could see that. Like old, like 2010 Dom Kennedy, 2012 Dom Kennedy. But yeah, I'm really into this album or this tape, whatever they want to call it these days. And
I'm about to check it
it's a
out.
good listen in the car. Yeah, definitely check that out, especially if you like Cardo beats. Yeah, but that's my number 10, Into the Late Night, Larry June and Cardo.
So I'm gonna go into um my first pick, and I'm gonna have to go with Nas. Y'all all know Nas. Top five, and probably in mostly anyone's list of hip hop, rap, from the very beginning. Like this guy has had such an impact on my life, and I'm sure like many of people who love music and hip hop as much as I do. Um, and when I listen to this album, I'm just thinking like, how is Nas still doing this in 2021? Like,
Still,
I, it's unbelievable to me. But the album in particular, he came out with two albums actually in 2021, which is ridiculous because it takes people like some of your newer artists years to even come out with one album. He came out with King Disease 2 and Magic, but the one in particular I'm gonna put on my top 10 list of 2021 is Magic. That's the latest one he released, and once you listen to it, you will be like, man, this shit magic. Um, and I want to do a deeper dive into the album because he's definitely mad at somebody. I don't know, I don't know who, but for him to have this energy, like he's a young artist, and even in the songs, he says like King Disease 3 is on the way. For someone who come out with 3 or 4 albums in like a couple years and they're all quality, it's just something that we really don't see these days. Um,
yeah, not at all.
yeah,
Cause he had that one with Kanye too, like that Kanye produced. What was that like? That might have been some years ago, honestly.
it's not too long ago, I don't think, but yeah, the one with Kanye. I mean, y'all probably didn't like that album. Um,
Nah, that one was trash to me.
yeah, a lot of people didn't like it from the reviews. I mean, I didn't really care for it either. I didn't go back and listen to it.
Mm-mm.
But the wave he's been on with Hit Boy, it's been crazy. As he won the Grammy with King Disease one, and I just see them just they're getting better and better every single album. And I'm real excited for this King Disease 3, that he said that's coming out probably this year. I don't know when, but he just dropped this Magic album. And did you listen to it?
Yeah, I was about to say, let me speak on that. Like, I put this one in my honorable mention. Like, I literally just listened to this like maybe a week ago, but it was really good. Like, I wouldn't. There's no skips on there. Like, everything is pretty good. Production is great, of course. And I'm not like the huge Hit Boy fan like that. I feel like he kind of hit or miss. But on this one, I feel like he really put his foot in these beats. Like I don't know what he was on, like what type of feeling he was on, but it was real good. Nas was rapping his ass off as usual. And I didn't actually check King Disease 2 out, but yeah, that Magic it was definitely hitting for sure.
Yeah, the King Disease 2 is in the same lineage. in terms of Hit Boy, in terms of beats making and everything for me. But yeah, it's just like it's the continuity of like of Nas's legacy. Um, but in particular, like once we do like a bigger deep dive, like I think I might understand who Nas might be mad at in this album because he talks about like people's list and well, not necessarily exactly, but I mean we when we listen to it, we know he's like he's seeing what people are saying about him and his career. And when people are naming
Yeah,
the top number one artist, he's saying, "Yeah, I'm number one." He literally says that in the album. And like when we all think of number one hip hop artist today, like in my mind, I think of Jay-Z. So when he says like in the album, he was like, "Yeah, like I see your list, like I see like who y'all talking about, and like I think y'all gotta remember who dropped Ether, um,
hey,
like
come on now.
like this guy he's on a tear, and I think now he's trying to like cement that yeah I'm the number one like artist of all time, and well I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments or on the videos. But yeah, that's my number one. We'll do a deeper dive into the album later. I don't want to get too deep into it right now.
Yeah, let us know, what you guys think of that one, and then also like if you want us to do like specific episodes where we might have to like, we might deep dive into a classic and kind of dissect it, or different stuff like that. Let us know if you want us to do stuff like that, if y'all want to hear stuff like that. But I kind of want to touch on what you said about Jay Z. Like it's kind of hard to think of Nas and not think about Jay Z just because of how public their like rap beef, quote unquote, was. Like it's kind of hard to not think of it. And when I was listening to Magic, like that's all I could think about was like when he was saying I'm number one. I'm thinking like yeah, he talking about hoes. Like who else? Like there's
It was that was on the track "Woo for the Children." That one really touched me.
yeah.
Like he's like people is like so much in love with his old style they won't let him grow, and I can believe it. Every time you hear like oh what's Nas' best album, it's always his first one when he was a kid. Illmatic. I mean, we all
And that's
know,
the thing
yeah,
though,
we all know how much of a classic that shit was. Like,
for sure.
and it's hard to it's hard to top that album. But
And the thing is crazy that he was 19 when that came out. Like he wrote that, released it when he was 19. Like it's one of the like, quintessential hip hop albums. Me personally, I like his second album more than Illmatic. I like It Was Written, but I can see why people call like, both of those classics. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and there was one of the bars. I don't know if I'm quoting this correctly, but he said, "I'm 21 years past the 27 club." Like that just tells you like how far his legacy, like how long he's been doing this. Like, and a
yeah,
lot of people
man,
like
94, 95.
what he meant by like the 27th club was like a lot of artists they'd be like, oh, like Kurt Cobain and such like that. We know like they passed at that age, and he's saying like to me that when I heard that like lyric in particular, he's saying that yeah, like I've been doing this for like my legacy was so big then, like it could have been like over then, but then he was like, yeah, I'm still doing this like 21 years after that. Like that's ridiculous.
For sure. Still here, nigga. Still here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this next one. I don't want to dwell on that one too much because we all know Nas is gonna be Nas. Anytime he drops something. But
Yeah, and he's a more lyrical artist too, so
oh
like
yeah,
it's hard. It's more to break down from when he says it. Like some of these newer artists, um, when we listen to them, it's like we know like it's basic. Like we know it's about bitches. We know it's about money. We know it's whatever they wearing. We know it's cheating. Like like we know what's going. We know what they're gonna talk about, and it's just nothing new. Like Nas start kind of goes into that too, but yeah, okay, I ain't gonna go too much into a deep dive into that album because there's so many topics you can bring from it. Like he was talking to a lot of people in this album Magic, and that's why it's one of my top 10 of 2021.
okay, I definitely feel that. Yeah, man, I don't want to get too like. See, me, I'm the type of nigga. I'm not like I love new hip hop, like 2021 shit, 2020 shit. Like I don't like being a nigga that like, cause, and I think you have a point that a lot of rappers do talk about the same shit these days. Like you said, but I hate when niggas is like that. Like when they like, oh man, they don't be talk. There ain't no substance. It ain't no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
And we
some
can
of the
get into
albums in
that
my
topic
top
later.
10, they're definitely gonna be those kind of artists, and I love those artists
Most
too.
definitely.
But I mean, I gotta call a spade sometimes.
No, you totally right though. I can't even lie. So let me go ahead and get into my number nine once my phone unlocks. Okay, so number nine, I got highest in charge.
So you're going from 10 to 1. I'm okay. Okay, I started from I guess from the, my top. I guess I don't have no order. Go ahead.
Okay, no, it don't matter. It don't matter. I mean, we just really because mine is a loose order anyway. So I'm just kind of saying what I'm saying. So, but I got highest in charge, currency, and trauma tone. So currency dropped like three, four, five projects this year, but this one was the one that I heard that was my favorite. So trauma tone, I think he's a producer from somewhere in America. But this, I feel like the beats on this one was cold, and Currency was talking his usual shit. So, and I think when a lot of people kind of off the Currency train because he dropped 17 million albums a year, but I think every year he has one that I kind of really mess with, and this is the one. I think
Yeah, that's kind of what I think about Currency. He just drops so much music. He's so consistent. Which is just like I don't know what it is with these older artists. Like they're really consistent, and it just like I hope some of these newer artists kind of grow into that, or like
hmm
I ain't gonna go too much in my opinion about new artists. I'm gonna wait for later,
yeah.
but
Nah, and you know what I think it is though. Like I was watching a video yesterday of Bun B, and so Bun B, he been around since like early '90s. I think they first album dropped like '91 and
yeah,
'92.
he he,
But
he definitely
he was talking
OG.
about Lil Wayne. Yeah, for sure, OG. So he was talking about Lil Wayne, and I guess UGK and Birdman was tied in back in the early '90s when Wayne was first growing up. And so what Bun B was saying is that he told Birdman like, "Hey man, keep him in the studio. Like if he wanna smoke with his homies, smoke in the studio. If you wanna play the game in the studio. If you wanna bring some shorties over, bring them to the studio so he feel comfortable in the studio." And I think a lot of older artists have that mindset where like the studio is like home, like they live and breathe and die in there. And so Currency was tied in with Wayne like early 2000s. So I'm thinking there's some type of connection
Cash
where they
Money.
both just got this love for the studio. Yeah, the Cash Money. And so I'm thinking it has to be some type of connection why Currency just output so much because he probably got that same mindset of like studio, studio, studio,
It's
like
a
every
different
day. You know
hustle
what I
too.
mean?
So what was the name of the album again?
Highest in Charge by Currency and Traumatone.
Okay, nice. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna send you my list afterwards. So yeah, go ahead with your number nine.
um, not necessarily number 9. I don't have no specific order,
All right.
but Pooh Shiesty Season Deluxe. Um, man, free Pooh.
Freedom.
Like man, this guy right here. There's not much. Well, there's a lot you can say about him, but then like when you listen to his music and the energy he brings behind his music and the stories and I don't know, it just hits the heart. Like I know I was just talking about some of the younger artists, how they into my money, cash, and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think Pusha gets a little bit deeper in his albums. He kind of talks about like his story and his life, and like it's very graphic. But I think that he's really talking. He's talking his raps. Like man, he's in prison right now. So I mean,
Yeah, he wasn't lying
yeah, he was not lying. Like
at all.
he in there. He just pled guilty. Shot some dude in the ass in front of the club,
Yeah.
and yeah. What was the song name? Get it back in blood or something?
Yeah, that was the
Like
one.
what? Man, like
He wasn't. That's the thing. I really like and respect when artists really. It don't matter. It don't gotta be no violent shit or it don't gotta be whatever. But when artists keep it real with who they are and where they come from, like that's something that you gotta respect. And that's
yeah,
what Pooh Shiesty did on Shiesty Season for sure.
Yeah, he definitely everybody, I feel like the main critic, and I'm gonna keep it real, everybody be like, oh yeah, all his music always sound the same and blah blah blah. But like he's telling his true story. Like that's really him. It's not like a bunch of artists who just be rapping just to say, oh, I did this, I did that, and they be telling other people's stories. Like he's telling his own story.
Right.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like it's evident because how like he gets very specific. And that's really what I like with artists is when they like tell their story and like it's so graphic, like in the line, it's like you're actually living it. It's vivid. Um, it's so it's like you can tell like when an artist is really they not lying about what they rap, and I really love that aspect of it. But yeah, that's another album for me. Pooh Shiesty, Shiesty Season. Go check that out.
That was definitely it was good. It wasn't like one of my top this year, like we had discussed this other day, but definitely something good to listen to. Yeah, I was on Pooh Shiesty like when they had dropped. I think Gucci Mane dropped like a compilation. So Icy Boys too. It was him, Big Scar, who's on my honorable mention, Fujiano and stuff like that. So Gucci Mane definitely doing big things with So Icy Boys over there.
Man, there's not enough to be said about Gucci, man, and how big of a legend and impact he's made in this culture. Um, in Atlanta and like man, like so many artists who at the top today, like they knew Gucci. Like
Yeah.
I like to be honest, like a few years back, I didn't even know how big of a name Gucci was, or like I mean, you knew him from his records Lemonade and some of his big records from back in the day. But once he got out of prison and everything, I feel like it was very like
It was time.
yeah, it was time. Like that's the best answer.
Yeah,
Like people gave him respect and his flowers like he deserved to be given. And then
for
it
sure, for
like
sure.
he's definitely one of the like in my opinion the top A&Rs in hip hop and rap right now. His ear for music is it's unmatched, it's untouched. When you think of Lil Baby and Young Thug,
I mean, yeah, it's either A&R wise, it's either him or like the niggas over at QC, like them niggas, man.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, didn't he? I mean, in the beginning, I mean, people from QC was going to Gucci. Like from my understanding, like some of the CEOs of QC, like they're friends with Gucci, and they were close.
Oh yeah,
They had a tight knit relationship.
nah, yeah. I mean, as far as I could tell, they've been tied in for years, just because
Yeah,
from
with
being
P
from Atlanta. Yeah, with P and all them. So
and
yeah,
what
shout
was
out to Gucci,
yeah
man.
Coach P. Shout out to Coach P and QC.
Coach P, is that his name? I can't remember them niggas names,
Yeah.
but shout out to them niggas, man. They got a lot of money. They got a lot of what I'm saying, a lot of records sold and stuff. So shout out to QC, Gucci Mane, and all them. So icy boys. So let me go on to my next joint. I have a Detroit artist next. Shout out to Babyface Ray with Unfuckwittable Deluxe. So this one was
Mm.
definitely one that I was playing a lot, and I'm still
Mm.
playing and going into 2022. So features from Moneybagg Yo. Let me see who else was on there. V's was on there. Gallery Department.
Shout out
Man,
to
so many
Detroit.
different songs. Shout out to Detroit rap. I listen to a lot of Detroit rap. And we'll probably go into that on later episodes
I think we should probably go a little bit deeper. Why Detroit rap is so close to home in a bit.
for sure.
I
You talking about
mean,
right now?
yeah, because I just a little bit into it. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, we're both pretty much from Michigan, so we have a bit more bias towards Michigan and Detroit and like that type of rap music. I'll probably agree. Like some of y'all from New York, like I'm kind of in that area now. Um, and when I talk to some people out here, they have such a bias towards New York hip hop. Like I have a bias towards Michigan hip hop and like some of the artists out there who just doing their thing. It's unbelievable what they're doing right now. Like
man, been
Michigan
doing
music
for some
scene is
years.
it's blowing up from Sada Baby to Babyface to Bodie to Vezo.
Vezo,
Um, who
Real the
else?
Young OG. He from
Yeah,
Flint though,
Peasy,
but Real the Young OG. Peasy, legend. You know what I'm saying? V's is dope. He a
Big
new guy.
Sean.
Yeah, of course you can't. Yeah, you gotta mention Big Sean. People be hating, but you gotta mention him, like for sure.
Yeah, that Detroit too was something special, man. And
I don't know if I heard that
I
one.
like what he did. You wrong for that, but yeah, I like I like what he did with it, man.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one the Hit Boy produced this year?
I mean, nah. I mean, he might have did some tracks on there,
Okay, okay.
but yeah. But go ahead with Babyface. What was the name of the album? Was what?
Unfuckwittable is the name of the album. It's the deluxe, deluxe version. But yeah, it's pretty dope. I think it's good riding out music. Definitely good songs on there. Real niggas don't rap. I like Gallery Department. It's a few different songs on here that I'm still playing in the 2022. So definitely got to put this one on the list. And definitely a nod to Detroit. I live like, a couple minutes outside of the city. So definitely shout out to the city. And yeah, go ahead with your next one.
All right. And again, in Michigan, I'm gonna keep it there with my next pick here.
Okay,
Um, we are Michigan State alumni. Go Spartans! The champions of the Peach Bowl this year. I'm just throwing that
for
out
sure.
there. Shout out to State. Um, but this next artist is from Detroit, and man, what this producer and this artist is doing like consistently again and again every year, and the producer he's working with is a legend. Work
Legend.
with some of the best artists from Conway. Um,
Freddie.
there's so many names to be real, but
Yep.
you probably already kind of know who I'm talking about now. The Alchemist and Bodie James, Bo Jackson, and again, like I love rappers who talk about how they live and whenever I listen to like a Bodie James album, it's just so vivid. Like I feel like I'm actually there at the crime scene. Like every time he rap, like I'd be like, man, like what happened next? Like it's like you listen to it. Like I don't know if you're interested to crime shows or anything like that, like First 48 and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
when I listen to Bodie James, that's kind of how like that's the mode I get into. I'm like, all right, like what next? Like I need to hear the next record. And like this album here is just super special. Bo Jackson, who was a who was a pro athlete from back in the day. I know a bunch of y'all know him, but he was good in multiple sports. And it put records in multiple sports.
Oh yeah. So I guess Bodie trying to be he trying to do that in rap. He trying to like have different records in this rap shit. Like yo, I'm about to really get on y'all niggas necks and show y'all that Detroit is the shit. Like for real.
Yeah, some of the features he got on there is like it goes along with that like where he's going. I know he just got with Griselda, and he has some records with Benny the Butcher. That man, that was a great record. He was on there with Currency that you mentioned earlier. He had a record with Freddie Gibbs and Stove God. Man, Stove God and Rock Marciano. Rock Marciano is like one of those people who goes under the radar and very like an underground hip hop artist. Who kind of birthed a lot of this. I don't know what the name like particular right now. Like just for that grimy rap, like that grimy sound.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say too, cause I know a lot of people say that he birthed the sound that Griselda does right now with like the beats with the real stripped down, like no
Hmm.
drums. Like they say he was doing that in like 2010,
And
and
he was.
Griselda started popping. Yeah, I wasn't listening to it, and I still haven't listened to it and researched it, but that's what they say. So shout out to Rock Marciano for being a pioneer in this shit.
Yeah, I actually went back and I had to listen to some Rock Marciano, and I was impressed with what I heard. And then
Oh word.
yeah, it's just like it's that vivid rap. It's like I don't know what it is with some people. They just know how to piece their words together so perfectly that it's like a symphony when you hear it. It's like an orchestra. Like every instrument, every voice plays its part, and every like it all plays a role. It's like when I listen
And
to
kind of going back to Nas,
yeah.
that's who you was about to say?
Nah, I was I was gonna actually give a little bit of respect to West Side Gun.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for sure.
like being a producer in his mind and the way he thinks. I think it's along the same lines because Rock Marciano, he makes his own beats, and as far as I understand, he makes his own beats and produce. He does everything in house, and just the sound he's able to create is it's unbelievable. But yeah, shout out to Rock Marciano, shout out to the Griselda gang, Bodie James and the Alchemist, Bo Jackson. Go check that out.
Yeah, man. That one. I don't know if I heard Bo Jackson. I definitely heard Super Tecmo Bowl, the one that dropped like probably like a month or two ago. That one was really good. But
Yeah, I wonder if that Super Tecmo, like listening to it, like that's definitely one of my top albums too. If that was like some of the Lucy's from Bo Jackson.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, we
hoping
had
like
talked about
maybe
that.
we get to like talk to some of these big name artists and get some of these questions answered because yeah, every time Bodie gets on the mic is special. And shout out to you,
Yeah.
bro.
I don't know if you remember like back in 2010 or 2011, it was the song by Chip the Ripper. It was like him, Boldy James. I think like damn, what was
Yeah,
that
because
song called?
he a cousin.
Fat Raps.
Bodie James is the cousin of Child English or something.
Oh, he Chuck English cousin?
Yeah, Chuck English cousin. Yeah,
I never knew that. Yeah, cause Chuck English was on the song. It was Boldy James. I think it was
yeah.
called Fat Raps Remix.
And Bodie James, he has this story where he talks about it, and
Damn, I didn't even know
yeah,
that. Yeah, Cool Kids used to be fire to me. Like that was like early. That was like 2007. Like that's Chuck English and Mikey Rocks. Like that used to be some shit that I was definitely rocking with. But let me go
yeah,
ahead and
that
get
was
into
your
the
shit.
next joint for sure. Nigga, you
Cool
ain't even know me
Kids.
back then. Talking about that was my shit. You ain't even know me, but it was though. It was for sure. But let me get into my next one. I think last one I did was Unfuckwittable. So this next one I'm gonna combine two because it's the same artist. But so right now I want to do the life of Pierre 5 slash Yo 88 with Pierre Bourne, and Yo 88 is Pierre Bourne and TM 88 produced the whole thing. So, but I really, man, I've been a fan of Pierre,
Man,
man. He
I'm
just
gonna
his
go use the
beats.
restroom on this one.
All right, go
And
ahead. But nah, so TLOP 5, the life of Pierre 5 was super dope though. Definitely a lot of good songs and beats on there. 40 Clip was good. For You was good. Of course, the song with Cardi switching lanes, but I think Cardi or Pierre Bourne, he not the best artist, yet, but I think he doing something a little bit different that's kind of giving it a little bit more flair. And then the one with TM88, man, TM88 is one of my favorite producers. I think he probably the best out of 808 Mafia, just so creative and stuff, but he really did his damn thing with these beats on that Yo 88 tape. So that's definitely gonna be my we ain't got no numbers on it, but that's the one I want to mention for my next one. So go ahead
man,
with
what was
you
the
ready
name
for
of
your
that? You
next one?
said the life of Pierre.
Yeah, the life of Pierre 5 slash Yo 88, the one that just came out
Man,
with TM88.
Pierre Bourne, man. I like him as a producer, but his raps is like, man, it's not good. So
I feel you. I feel you. I understand why people don't like him. I totally understand. Like he be saying the same shit, but I like his melodies.
yeah, what was it? Like I know he just came out with that one Yo 88 with TM
TM88.
TM88. Yeah, like the beats and everything, the way he produces, like it's amazing. But man, sometimes when I listen to his music, man, it sounds so much better if Playboy or somebody was on that shit.
I disagree. I don't see. I feel you, but I don't think. I think him and Cardi do a totally different thing. Like I think Cardi has been like doing a different sound on every album, but I think he has this pocket he like to do, and like
Hmm.
he kind of stays in that pocket. So
And what Pierre does with Young Nudie, like that shit magic.
oh my god,
Oh
yeah,
man,
nah, yeah,
that Pierre and Young Nudie project it's
Slime
not
Air.
2021. Slime Air, oh man, like yeah, that album has so many slaps.
Yeah, like
It's
that's one
ridiculous.
of the ones you can play it through. Play it through. You only got to skip nothing. Like play the whole thing through.
If this was a podcast that we had back then, like that definitely would have been one of my top albums of the year. Slimy Air.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite album that year. Like that shit, and I like Nudie too. I just think he
Yeah, this ain't no
he remind me of a
disrespect to
new age Gucci Mane.
Pierre Bourne either. Like, we definitely respect what you're doing, the music you're making, and everything. But I mean, I gotta keep it a buck. Like I like what I like. So
I understand. I respect that opinion. I definitely respect that. But go ahead with your next one.
the next album I'm gonna pull out is, man, the house is burning and the homies beg. Um, Isaiah Rashad from TDE camp. And I know whenever we say TDE, I know exactly who y'all thinking of, and who I be thinking of, and that's Kendrick
The
Lamar.
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
um, the one above Tupac, uh, in my opinion.
Uh,
So
yeah,
I'll go
I
back
don't
into
know.
I'll go into that later, but this but yeah, this album right here, The House is Burning, is something that's consistently on repeat for me this year. But I've always been an Isaiah Rashad fan from some of his past projects like Sylvia Demo, which is one of my like favorites. Which it was I think it was only a mixtape for him, really.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, but yeah, this album was fucking great. And then he had the album The Sun's Tirade that came out like 2016. I mean, whenever I listen to Isaiah Rashad, I'm like, man, why does it take you so long to release an album? That's my main thing about Isaiah Rashad. It's like, why does it take you so long to release this music? Like, just release the music, the projects, because I think it kind of just takes away sometimes.
From the buzz or whatever.
Yeah, the buzz of the hype behind it, because like we want to see the work and you in front of the music sometimes. And yeah, so like
But I think you know though.
some more people get to know. I mean, I know because I love hip hop and music, but I want more people to know.
No, I'm saying like you know why he don't drop as often as he want to.
I don't know. What you tell me?
Cause remember when SZA had got mad, like she was tweeting. I think she did this multiple times. Like she was tweeting how top or like the label wouldn't let her drop shit.
I think
Like
Sis
so,
would
I
be
think they
lying.
strategic. I mean, you could be right too, but I mean, we ain't heard from Ab Soul in so long. We ain't heard from Q in a couple years, Dot in a couple years. So it's like I think that they strategically try to drop like when they feel the right time and
Strategically,
not when they want to.
see that's the thing. Like everybody got that kind of narrative of strategically dropping, and like it can't be strategically if it takes 3 to 4 years to drop an album. That like who like that's not strategic. That's more or less like if the people there, like whoever run the label, if they like the album or not. It's very personal preference, in my opinion. Um, whether they believe it's up to the standards of what they artists can drop, and I mean, it is their artist, so they have the say so to be like, oh yeah, it's ready or it's not ready, rather than an artist, and that's the main difference between being independent and being an artist up underneath a label.
Yeah, and I think that you could be right though. I think maybe they just didn't hear what they like from him, but I definitely was hearing Lucy's these last couple years from Isaiah. Like I think he used to play stuff on Instagram Live and it'll get on YouTube, and the song sounded incredible. Like I wanted them to be like on Spotify or like
Hmm.
up for official release. So, but I think you could be right there. I think maybe they don't hear exactly what they want to hear yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like these guys, like I feel like they're so talented. They could be dropping EPs or tapes in between 3 or 4 years in between those albums.
Right,
Um,
most definitely.
I don't see why not. They're talented enough. Some artists today, I just think they take so much time just because they're not talented and they need somebody else to write their raps. Cough
Yeah.
cough Cardi.
Mm.
But
Ain't nobody writing that shit he's saying.
that's my opinion. But well, I'll keep it moving. But yeah, the house is burning. It's burning for sure. And some of the records that I'm really loving from that album, um, it's what some of his crewmates, SZA. He had a song with SZA and Black or Six Lack, some of you may call him, but Score. Um, he had a record with J Rock. Some newer artists I ain't never heard. I am Dochi or whoever. What you said. He made a video and everything with them. The record was Smino, and
Fire.
Smino like is one of those artists who been like underground buzz for a minute. And I know was he on Dream Chasers album?
Yeah, he was on Dream Chasers album for sure. Yep. Revenge of the Dreamers.
Revenge of the Dreamers, yeah. Like, but Smino's definitely one of those special artists. I feel like is has something in the vault, and one of the albums like that I like to highlight. I guess like I'm getting off the album, but she already decided. Like, oh my god, that mixtape was fucking. That was ridiculous. Like that mixtape
Oh,
was
you
was
talking about
great.
Smino?
Yeah, Smino, she already decided.
I
Like
don't think I heard that one.
that mixtape was crazy. That little project. But yeah, I mean that top albums of 2021. I'm not gonna take away, but Isaiah Rashad from TDE, The House is Burning, and he got the deluxe homies back.
Yep, Nudie on there.
Yeah,
Project
I,
Pat
I, I
Juicy
didn't really
J on
care
there.
too much about that record with the nudie feature, but the Project Pat one, that was pretty good.
Fire, man. Yeah, I'm just glad to hear 3 6 Mafia is still out here, just being influenced. Because they influenced all this shit. So
Yeah,
glad to
I
hear
mean
that,
he's
and they
from
out Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, for
Yep,
sure.
exactly. So yeah, shout out Isaiah Rashad, man,
Yeah,
for
close
sure.
to home for sure.
Yes, sir. So let me go ahead and get into my next joint. So this one, man, like this guy has been one of these innovators for the last 10 years that just like made such a difference. Like music wouldn't sound the way it sounds right now if it wasn't for this guy. But this one right now, I got Young Thug and YSL. I have Slime Language too. So
Slime,
I think this one, yep,
slime.
Slatty, man. So just right out the bat, like Slatty, the intro track is like, man, like it's so much energy in that track, and the chorus go hard. Ski go like I can really go down this whole list, and a lot of these are really good. Um, Warrior, the one with Big Sean, I like that one. That one is interesting. I even like Superstar. A lot of people don't like the one with Future, where he was like, "Everybody want to be a superstar." Like I really like that one too.
What album is this? This is his newest one, right?
No, I'm talking about Slime Language too, like the compilation they had.
Slime language. Okay, go keep going.
Yeah, yeah, it was the one like Ski was on there, Diamonds Dancing,
Yeah,
Solid with
yeah, I know
Drake.
what you're talking about. I'm like, was that this year? I thought that was 2020.
No, that
Yeah.
was this year, if I remember
Wow,
correctly. Let
that's
me check real.
crazy.
It's been a long year.
Wow. Yeah, this was in April. Okay, April that it came out. All right.
Yeah, so a lot of I like a lot of songs on here, and of course my guy Lil Keed is on here a couple times. I really like Lil Keed.
31
Um,
tracks.
yeah, that's a lot of damn songs, but I don't like all of them, but I do like a lot of them, and I still play a good amount of them. So I'll say my next one is Slime Language 2, Young Stoner Life Crew, Slatty. All right, go ahead with your next one.
Who was your favorite artist off of that slime language too, by the way?
I'm gonna say Lil Keed, man. Like Lil Keed is somebody that I know you probably don't listen to him or don't even
Nah,
care
nah,
for him, but like,
don't speak disrespectful. I
but
listen to
you
Young
know that
Key.
you say Young Keed,
Yeah,
you
well,
listen to Young Keed.
it's not Young Key. What is it?
Sound like Captain Me, Lil Keed. I
Lil,
really like Lil
okay,
Keed though. Like
no Key.
his project last
Lil
year,
Young, it's
Trapped on
both same
Cleveland
thing.
3. Pretty much. But his project last year, Trapped on Cleveland 3, was in my rotation like the whole year, like for sure. So I really like Lil Keed from YSL. He's my favorite right now. How you feeling? Like who's your favorite
YSL,
off YSL?
man, it got to be the captain, and that's Young Thug for me.
El
Um,
Capitan. Yeah, I feel that.
so yeah, we already know what he did with Punk. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a great album that he released just this year. Yeah, but he's the reason why YSL is what it is today. So I got to give it to the captain. So my next album, I'm gonna point out "Life of a Don" by Don Tolliver. This ain't so much rap, but it's R&B. I don't know even what people really call it these days, but it's kind of a mixture between the R&B singing and the hip hop rap. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a part of like Travis Scott's crew, Cactus Jack, and this album was just amazing to me. Um, He has your slow songs where he slows it up for the woman out there, and he got your songs that you're gonna listen to in the club and when you're dancing and trying to get a good feeling going on. And he got something for everyone with this album. And yeah, that's why I really love this album. And I'm pulling up right now. Some of the tracks that I'm really liking on this, "Smoke" with HVN and Solfago.
Yeah, I
Man,
like that one a lot too.
man, that shit crazy. The song he got with Travis Scott, "You." Um, way bigger. And then like some of his slower songs. Yeah, I don't know. Like really from start to finish, this album is amazing. Like I can go through and name every single song that was pretty good. And then yeah, he did this thing with this album. And shout out to Don Toliver and man, like I really appreciate this kind of music that he's making and some of the past projects he's created. Um, I'm excited what's more to come from this guy. And I know he's with Kaylee Uchis. I don't know if
Oh
that's
man,
who you pronounce, but
snatched
like,
her up.
but yeah, but man, he got a real one there, and like, and they're just like a musical, like, what is it, power couple? Is like that? That's crazy.
What about
Like,
they song together? What is it called?
drug and hella melodies, and they came with the videos, like, bruh, like,
Like it's ridiculous.
yo, Don, like, bro, like, I don't know what you was on when you made this album, but like
Drugs.
that's one of the top albums of this year. Like respect to you and love. Like man, I can't wait to see how you perform this on tour and just to get to feel this energy from this album. Um,
Yeah, man.
and some of the other features on here is Baby Keem, which is one of my other favorite artists I really like out here. And yeah, like shout out to Don Toliver just to keep it going.
Yeah, man. I like that one. It's not one of my top albums of the year. Um, but I think what makes him dope is like his melodies are really crazy, and the way he does auto tune and uses it is definitely different than everybody else.
Right.
So he definitely pretty dope. So let me get into my next joint, man. This one got play throughout the whole year since it dropped. Like this one is super dope, and it's from two Memphis hard hitters. You know what I mean? Shout out to Memphis. But yeah, I got Dumb and Dumber 2 by the late young Dolph and his cousin Key Glock. Man, I can
It's
go through
Glock.
this like you said, right? It's Glock. So I can go through this whole thing like you said about Life of a Dime. Like I can go through this whole thing and name all these songs, but I like pretty much like the intro is hard. Penguins. I just like how they talk they shit and I'm gonna keep it real though about Young Dolph and Key Glock. A lot of they don't say a lot of words and they don't use like a lot of what I'm saying huge bars and setups and stuff like that. But I think that they do what they do in a cool way, and it sound good for sure. So and just the Memphis accent over these great
I
beats.
get the same feeling when I listen to 3 6 Mafia though. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I can see that. I can see that
and I can see the influence from Key Glock and some of the artists from Memphis. Is like it's just paying homage, in my opinion.
for sure. And as far as I can see, like a lot of Memphis art, like these newer Memphis artists, they don't even really connect with 3 6 like that. Like they don't. I think I heard Moneybag Yo say he don't really. That's not what they was on. So I really respect them for like showing respect to the pioneers, honestly. So, but Dumber Dumber 2, like I can go on and on about it, but that's my next one in R.I.P. Young Dolph for sure.
R.I.P. Man, Flipper.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like actually, let's take a moment of silence for Young Flipper, like Young Dolph. All right. And so I'm gonna go into my next one on more of a higher note. This time I'm gonna highlight a female or a lady. Um,
Okay.
that's really been killing the game. I mean, y'all all know her. Um, man, she doing her thing out here. like in terms of industry success, um, and like she's gonna be put up there with some of the greatest of all times when you think of Beyonce's and the Mariah Carey's and whoever you name, like Adele's, like she's gonna be one of those ones, and that's her. Back in my mind project. Um, that's that. Only thing I can say is beautiful. Like when I hear that shit, like that shit was just beautiful. From every record, she took her time with this one, and I'm really loving every track from this. Back in my mind, man. Um, on this album, some of the features was on there was Ty Dolla Sign, Corday, Lil Baby, Chris Brown. I've been seeing Young Blue name a lot. I don't know too much about Young Blue.
Me either.
I mean, she had a YG and a DJ Khaled track on there, but most of her tracks, like she seems to be doing like alone. Like she don't really have a lot of features a lot of the time, which I really enjoy about her.
Hmm.
Like her voice is an instrument of its own. Like it don't really need too much. Like she can create the mood however she wants to, and she's so versatile that she can go on those fast tracks, and she can also be on the slower tracks, and she just comes out with something that's new every time. And I'm really loving this project. Shout out to her and RCA Records.
Yeah, RCA. I mean, fuck the labels, but nah, but nah, the song with her and Chris Brown come together. Like that's one of my favorite songs last year. They just both sound so great on the record together. Chris Brown still vocally is one of the ones. So definitely liking that one. So
Yeah, Chris Brown's been talking crazy too. Chris Brown said he come out with a new album, and it's breezy season, so watch out.
it's breezy season. Okay, I mean, and the thing is, he done had some hits these last couple years. The one with Drake, like, oh my, oh wait, when did that Young Thug and Chris Brown album? Was that last year? Was that 2021 or
I
was
feel
that
like that was
2020?
2020. I don't think that was
Yeah, but
2021, but
but they had a couple big singles off of there, so it really might be breezy season soon, man.
yeah, Chris Brown like last albums like him with these albums that have like about 30, 40, 50 tracks on them. He gotta relax.
Yeah, nah, we
But
we we not doing that.
yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, so let me get into my next drink real quick. So this one is a self-titled project by one of my favorite artists from LA, or should I say Long Beach, LBC. This guy's name is Vince Staples. The album is Vince Staples. So really was fucking with this one. It's really, this one is, compared to his other projects, I feel like he was a lot more like just laid back on this one, but he was still saying shit that I really was fucking with. So one of my favorite lyrics, he was like, it's like on some LA shit. Like they talk about the pro club tees. He was like, he was popping hot shit. Now we on a pro club. Like so, I really like how he embodies that California, that definitely West Coast sound for sure. So definitely fucking with Vince Staples' self-titled album last year, and beyond. So yeah, go ahead with your next one.
Yeah, Vince Staples. To me, he's always been more of a reality type, and like I'm kind of interested what he's gonna do outside of music. Sometimes when I listen to him.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like he don't even really be wanting to. Like I done seen interviews and just different like things that he's done like on YouTube or whatever, but I don't. I feel like he don't want that. Like he knows he can do it, but he don't really want to like embrace that side of him.
Hmm.
But we gonna see what happen in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So
Yeah. So the next album I want to bring out is "Pray for Haiti" by Mach-Hommy. I don't know if he's on Griselda, but I think he is. Um, but yeah, this album is super special, and I know he's one of the newer names. And many artists may not know him, but you're starting to see him on more and more top album lists and top artist lists, and people to watch out for. So I don't even want to talk too much about like what he got going on. You just gotta press play sometimes, and I feel like he's one of those artists. Just press play.
yeah, man, he's super. He definitely super dope. I'm not that familiar with him. I listened to you had recommended that I listened to. Did I listen to Pray for Haiti?
No, it wasn't "Pray for Haiti."
It
No,
was
it
the
was
Hot Candles one.
yeah, it was Hot Candles, his latest project, which is really good. And I was debating whether that should be in my top 10. But yeah, Pray for Haiti is just more full album, and it's a lot of good music from Mach-Hommy. So go check that out.
Yeah, man, he's pretty good from what I've heard so far. So let me get into my next one. What was? Oh yeah, so my next one we had already spoke about it, so I'm just gonna really quickly touch on it. Of course, Isaiah Rashad, homies begged. So great production. I think if we want to like do the hip hop thing and rank his albums, honestly, I feel like he was rapping the best on this one. Versus his other ones. But I don't know. That's just a personal opinion. But I think that he was definitely spitting on here some new flows. Like even the intro, Dark Side, like that flow he came in was just crazy. The beats were crazy. Everything was good about this album. So,
Yeah, and Dark Side, like I don't know if y'all know what Dark Side is, but yeah, he's a DC artist.
oh really?
Yeah. So I don't know if y'all into Marvel or DC, but Darkseid is like one of those evil characters. So it was an
Oh,
interesting
like
name.
DC the comic book.
Yeah, the comic book Dark. Yeah, so for y'all who are fans of that kind of shit, yeah, it's interesting that he chose those names and just sees like the different personalities and or kind of what Isaiah Rashad's into.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to see. I'm not no big comic book person like that, but I never even made that connection, whatever. So that's pretty dope.
So yeah, that was one of my definitely one of my top tens as well. And so how many we got left?
I think I got two left.
Two left. Yeah, I got about yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah, how many
so
you got?
yeah, I got a couple left as well.
Okay.
All right, so the next one, I'm point out another lady in the game right now on the R&B side as well. This album was probably it's definitely one of the best albums that I heard this year. Um, and it was from Jasmine Sullivan, and it's Hotels. Is that I don't know? Is that how you pronounce Heaux? Is that means whole? I think that's the new age whole word. So
Nah, it's like it's spelled like it's like I think it's some Creole shit. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how they spell shit in Creole,
yeah, but
like the O sound.
yeah, this album by Jasmine Sullivan is wow. Uh, yeah, this I, I don't like to call it these classic, but yeah, this album right here is a classic. You got to check this out. It has Ari Lennox, from Dreamville, which is amazing. I can't wait for her new project. Whenever she drops anything, like I love it. And she has her on it, who I talked about earlier with the past album, um, Anderson Pack. But yeah, this album here, if you love R&B and some of that slow music and groove, like you got to check that out. And it's Hotels or Heaux Tales. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like that was a really good album, and I think vocally, like I'm somebody that's really into like I like regular type singers, but when it comes to like vocals, I think Jasmine Sullivan and Brandy are like the two top like female vocalists right now, like technically in like a technical sense. So
Like, ooh,
definitely into that one. Like
yeah.
she did some shit on Frank Ocean's Endless
Hmm.
that like I still play to this day. Like it's called Hugh Blows, and like that shit is incredible. So she's definitely super dope.
Yeah, like she needs to go in. She need a Grammy for this one. Like she put her foot in this. Like you remember like when your grandma used to put the foot in the greens? Man, she put her foot in this one.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, but I think the Grammy she was nominated for the Grammy, but I think Doja Cat won for R&B album.
Man, talk about shitty artists. Fuck Doja Cat.
Nah, she ain't. I don't know. I don't want to speak on it because I don't listen to her like that. But she,
I know that seemed harsh, but yeah.
Dog. I mean, you're just saying how you feel though, but I don't personally think that's R&B music, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different day.
Man, industry rap
Yeah, that's definitely some industry type shit. Cause she really came out of, I won't say out of nowhere, but she definitely Doja Cat is.
with no talent. How?
Now she got talent. She got a little bit of talent. I know she make her own beats. She like I think she write. I don't know. I don't know too much about Doja Cat. So, but yeah. Let me get into my next joint. So my next one is kind of like it's kind of R&B. I don't really know how to categorize it. I don't think anybody in the world can categorize this group. But this my next one is Hiatus Coyote, Mood Valiant. Have you ever heard of Hiatus Coyote?
Nah.
Yeah, it's like a man. I can't even really explain it. You got to listen to it, but it's just like it's definitely different, and it's just I can't even explain it. But this album was so good. It's been on repeat for pretty much since it came out, which I think was in June. So this one was really good. Mood Valiant. I will say if you want to check this
You
out,
said
I will
Coyote?
listen to Hiatus Coyote, and it's not spelled like coyote. It's Kaiyote. But if you do want to check this one out, check out Red Room, check out And We Go Gentle, check out Sparkle Tape Breakup. Those are my favorites off of there. But this is a play straight through like a vibe for sure. So
Bam, I'm about to check that out. Um,
yeah, man.
and I feel like this next one I'm about to bring up has had like a turbulent career lately. And
Okay.
man, this guy right here, you're just such a talent in the music industry, and it's sad to see what's happened lately in the news and everything like that, kind of how that kind of shadows his music. But he dropped something like so special. This album is called "Alone at Prom" by Tory Lanez. Man, and he kind of was going for like an '80s theme album, and he delivered exactly what he said he's gonna do, and also better, and made it a 2020 type of album. Like he brought that old age into this new age, and still kept the essence of back then. And he's so good at like imitating and recreating, and he's just such a creative. And that's what I love about Tory Lanez. I just hate how his issues with another big artist in the game right now, Megan Thee Stallion, which I love her and her music and everything, and how it kind of overshadows the music sometimes. But yeah, it's a great album. I know many people probably just like, oh, I don't want to listen to Tory Lanez because he might have blah 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 accused of. But yeah, we'll see how the case goes. But yeah, the album was great, and yeah, go check it out. Like, so I'm actually gonna name a couple songs that I'm really liking off of that album.
Okay.
Alone at Prom, um, Lady of Namek, The Color Violet. Let me see. Yeah, it was. There's just like this whole album is very different, and I just like when musicians push the culture forward and try to just do something different. Like everything today, when I listen to it, like a lot of times it do be just sounding the same. Money, hoes, blah blah blah. Like no one tries to create something new these days, and I like it. It's refreshing, and like whenever I listen to Tory Lanez, it's always refreshing. So shout out to Tory Lanez. Alone at Prom.
Man, me personally, I don't like Tory Lane's music. I'm just gonna keep it real. And I mean, who am I? Like, I'm not nobody for real, like to be a critic. But I am, when artists put their music out here, I feel like we're able to critique it, and I just don't. It's just not my vibe. Like I didn't like the '80s thing when Weeknd did it. I don't really like it when Tory Lanez does it. So I'm not really. I tried to listen to it, and,
When the
and I
weekend
wasn't.
did it,
I just
what
couldn't get in the
song
vibe.
were you talking about?
Like Blind and Light. What was that? The album Blind and Lights was on, and like his most recent album, not the one that just dropped like in 2022. Cause he just dropped the album yesterday.
Yeah, Dawn FM.
Yeah, I haven't heard that, but yeah, it was the last album where he did like Blind and Lights. I don't remember the names of them, but I tried to listen straight through, and I just could. I can't
Oh,
catch the
After
vibe of the
Hours.
'80s. Yeah, yep, After Hours. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it might have been one or two I liked on there, but like I don't like that. I'm not feeling that vibe. But I can see why you fuck with it and why it's like dope to people, but it's just not my whole vibe. Because the next person I'm about to bring up, that's my whole vibe for like
Mm-hmm.
for like musically and stuff like that. So my number one album of 2022, or excuse me, of 2021 was, and the thing is, I don't think me and you have ever even spoken about this artist. Like he's definitely big right now and has been big for a minute. But
Okay.
my number one is NBA young boy, sincerely Kentrell. Like I can't say enough about this guy. Like he's somebody that's like a pioneer to like a bunch of the little young new niggas. And this album was like so fire. Like I play it straight through all the time. I like Level I Want to Reach, Life Support, and I think what's dope about him is he does rap about the same killing niggas and all that type of shit, but he does have a lot of introspective music where he kind of talk about his inner thoughts and just like his struggles with whatever is going on. So Sincerely Kentrell is definitely my number one album in 2021.
I want to take a second to talk about NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah, talk about it.
Um, a very big talent, man. Big talent for sure. And when you think of NBA YoungBoy, I know everyone like me, they're on social media and everything. His fans is so much in love with him. Anytime you read any artist or like anybody, you look in the comments, it's always gonna be like NBA YoungBoy did it better.
Yeah.
And like he has the
Why be
same
better?
he has the same kind of love like back in the day. Like I can compare it to Wayne. Um,
Okay.
like people be like long hair, don't care. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
if y'all was with me, but I'm a '90s baby, so the type of love that NBA YoungBoy gets is just it's so reminiscent of Lil Wayne and his love. And man, shout out to NBA YoungBoy. Like he makes great music, so I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, like that's man, I cannot stop playing this album. Like I'll literally go from song 1 to song 23 for this album. And the reason, I don't know, I feel like the reason why I really like it is cuz I remember growing up I was, on Boosie, Webby, Lil Fat and all that shit, and I feel like he embodies that
Hell yeah.
in a 2022 or like a 2020 sense. Like that's what he kind of bring that same type of vibe, and he definitely influenced by Lil Fat a lot. So man, like NBA young boy, like it's a lot of artists in Louisiana that's just been going crazy throughout the years, and he just won. Kevin Gates is another one that comes to mind. So definitely fucking with that album.
I feel like that's the thing with Kevin Gates. I feel like everyone always be like, "Man, how great Kevin Gates is," and blah 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 blah, and like stuff like that. Like, yeah, he's definitely a good artist, but almost like I feel like when I listen to Kevin Gates, I'll be forcing myself to listen to it.
Yeah,
Like, I'll be like, "Yeah, man, this shit good." Like, just because like I'm trying to appeal
trying
to
to catch the
everybody.
vibe.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch the vibe, but it's just like it just don't correlate with me, man.
I gotta agree with you there because I never really got into him. I tried many times. I know
Yeah,
people that really fucked with him, but
I like Rod Wave though. Like,
oh yeah, yeah, Ride Wave is dope. I didn't listen to his last album, Soulfly, but
hmm
um, all the singles that I heard was definitely
real dope
super fire.
artist.
Yeah, man. Boy out of Florida or whatever. So, yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that we mentioned. So that's all. I
I mean,
think.
no, I still got my top album. Like, this is my last one right here.
Oh, you still got
So
another one?
yeah,
Okay,
I
go
still
ahead.
got another one. So you should have another one.
No, I went first. That's why.
Oh, okay, bet. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I said that from the beginning of the podcast. I was like, man, like I had one album, and then the rest of them you can shuffle pretty much. But the top album of 2021 for me, man, the goat, the goat,
The GOAT. Okay.
the
Kendrick
goat.
ain't dropped last year.
Nah, he ain't dropped last year, but you know who dropped last year, and that was Kanye West with
Oh man,
Donda.
come on. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh man, Donda, Donda. Donda, like man, that man Kanye every time man Kanye drop, whoo, like man, you gotta stop and listen. The world stops and listen. Whenever Kanye drops, the world stops and listen. And that's one thing you gotta say and respect about that guy. Um, and this album is something very very like it's new level. He's bringing in a new level. I know he's trying to do the Christian rap and hip hop, but I feel like with this album, he really brought it all together. What he was trying to do in some of his past albums, with Jesus is King and everything like that. But I feel like this album, he really brought all aspects in the culture where it's still like people can feel like they listen to gospel music and they also listening to hip hop and some of the artists that you listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this album is so much special things to say about this, but with Kanye West, he kind of speaks for himself. So I'm sure most people already heard this. Um, yeah, but the number one album of the year, Grammy nominated, should be Grammy winner at the end of the day is Donda, and after his late mother. So shout out to Kanye West with the best album of the year to 2021 for me.
Okay, definitely respect that one. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, and that's all I'm gonna say about that one. But that is our top 10 albums of 2021. So definitely let us know what you think. If you had the same albums, if you got different albums, and kind of what you think about our opinions. Because at the end of the day, music is subjective. So we can say all day this is our favorite, that's our favorite. But let us know what opinions that you guys have. So
Yeah, I only got a couple honorable mentions that I want to highlight for 2021. I'm just gonna go ahead and say them all at once.
yeah, that's cool.
By DMX, rest in peace. Exodus.
Yes, sir.
Um, man, it's not enough to say about the dog. Who? Like man,
Hmm.
he does his thing, man. And this album here, I like to hear his voice, and hear him speak. And every time I listen to DMX, I feel like I learn so much. Um, and I feel like when I listen to this album, I learned again, man. So shout out to DMX, and man, I love you, man. Like I love what he did for my life and growing up, and the feeling that I got when I used to listen to DMX growing up. Like I still feel the same way today. Um, so rest in
Yeah,
peace.
RP to
And
him.
also another album, Tyler the Creator, "Call Me If You Get Lost." Uh, when I say I've been kind of having that same essence of like just refreshing music and bringing something new to the sound and the game. Um, I think this one is also Grammy nominated this year.
I believe so.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator. Shout out to you. This amazing was great. I love it.
Rapping his ass off too.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that record with NBA YoungBoy, which you brought up.
Oh
What's your
my
name?
god,
Oh man,
he snapped on that shit.
that was a great song, bro. And yeah, call me if you get lost. That's a lovely title. Like shout out to Tyler Creator.
Hmm. That's all the honorable mentions you got.
Yeah, I only did a couple.
Damn, I got like 14.
Yeah, I could have named a bunch off, but I wasn't trying to make like honorable mentions to everybody. Everyone's not name should be mentioned.
Nah, I feel that. I have like 14 or 15 that I have. I'm just gonna run through them. Like, just I might speak of like my favorites, but like, and you had already spoke about Exodus DMX, so that's definitely one, as well as Call Me If You Get Lost. Let's see. We already spoke about Magic Nas. Um, I think we spoke about West Side Gun a little bit earlier, but Hitler Wears Hermes, side B.
Yes, if I had a top 20, he would have been there.
Did you like side A or side B more,
Man,
or do you, or does it? I don't know. Did you rank them like that?
I like side B better, personally.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Like side B was like going. It was hitting crazy. So definitely fucking with Hitler Wears Hermes
And
number
that
eight.
and I feel like that's the reason why I didn't put it in the top 10.
Why?
If your side B is better than your side A, and I can't put it in top 10. I'm sorry.
And I feel like it was supposed to be like all the same album, like All Eyes on Me is side A, side B. So
But it was dropped at different times, so that's how he released it, and that's how I'm kind of rating it.
nah, I definitely feel that. So let me just run through my joints. So The Truth Hurts, Draco the Ruler, R.I.P. Draco. He just passed in December, so R.I.P. to him.
Isn't it Drakeo?
No, it's Draco.
Draco? Okay.
Yeah,
What was the hype about him? Like I guess I don't know anything about that guy. Like I see the headlines, but he just got out of jail. Like I know he got stabbed in the neck at the concert or the festival. But
yeah, that Snoop Dogg can put on.
yeah,
So
for sure. Rest in peace. I still think that's weird. Like at a concert, at a festival, how does that happen?
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speak on it. Sound like some street shit that I'm not involved in. You know what I mean? So, and they say I don't even want to speak on who might be involved, but yeah, R.I.P. to him. I say what makes him dope to me. Like I feel like the way he put words together, he used like different type of words. Like I can sing you some stuff just to like kind of
Yeah,
give you an
I
idea.
can't
But
lie. I've never heard one song from my guy, but rest in peace to him and,
yeah,
respect to his family.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, let me keep going through my joints. So Lancey Fu, who he's have you heard of Lancey Fu before? He's affiliated with like Playboy Cardi and them.
nope.
Yeah, he like an artist from the UK. He dropped a tape called Live Evil that I really liked. I got Big Scar, Big Grim Reaper, Japanese Breakfast Jubilee. That's some like indie rock type shit that I fuck with.
Okay.
Duke Nukem. That one was pretty good. It got some really good tracks on there. Chippy Red, Trip at Night, Maxo Cream, Weight of the World, Side Baby, Do It for
Woo!
D-Man.
That Maso Cream album, man, that was up there for me as well. But yeah, I only had to pick a top 10. So, and also, I'm gonna bring something up. Like when we get ready to end the podcast, I got a couple of top albums of the week. I guess I want to go ahead and name off.
Okay, for sure. So I got two more little joints. So The Boy, artist out of Vallejo, California. He dropped Young Wild Nigga number 2. And lastly I have Chief Keef Phonem. I said Fornem. Phonem by Chief Keef. That shit was definitely fire. So
Yeah.
that's my honorable mentions, and like I said, you definitely interact with us. Let us know you got the same ones, you got different ones, and what y'all thinking about what we got.
And
So
we're gonna post our lists up so you can go back and look at them and then see what you think.
yeah, you think maybe should we make like a playlist to like I don't know, maybe we should make a playlist or some shit like that. We'll talk about that off air, but
Yeah.
I guess do you want to get into like our who we think was just doing some exceptional shit, or just like our top just people of the year like 2021.
I think that's about good for this podcast. We got more to talk about on the next episode. We're getting more deep and do some more deep dives and just get people's opinions and see what people are thinking.
Okay.
Again, I want to say this is the Friends podcast. And there's a lot to be in store. We are learning. We trying to do it as we go, and give us your feedback, and so how we can keep getting improving and keep getting better, and in what we do in our craft. We always trying to sharpen our sword, um, in everything we do in life. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, because we want to try to keep up some. We want to try to keep some games, some activities, get some involvement going on in the future. Like I mean, I'm every time when I think of this podcast, I just get excited about what could happen, what the future could be, and yeah, I mean, this is something like it's more or less, it's a passion project for me.
Mm-hmm.
Music and it's a passion. It's a love. It's something I enjoy. So this here is just like I love talking about music, and I know like Matt loves talking about music as well, and we've always been talking about music for years. So this is a passion project. That's what this is.
Yeah, man. Definitely agree. And like you said, like shit, if we always talk about this shit just independently, just just as friends or whatever, and that's why it's called the Friends Podcast. So, and I know plenty, like I said earlier, plenty of people love this shit. Plenty of people look every day like what new what's dropping, what they saying, what I'm saying, and
Hmm.
shit like that. So, definitely I'm excited to see where this shit goes, and I'm hoping people listen. We might have like 5 listens or something like that, but shit, it don't matter. We gonna keep growing and keep doing what the fuck we, you know what I'm saying, what we see for the future and shit like that. So
And some of the things that we're gonna do, like at the end of every podcast, we want to do some highlights, and want to highlight maybe a song, an artist, a business, whatever. Like that we feel like we want to highlight that week. And something that I want to talk about, like I said earlier in the podcast, I said I'm into cryptocurrency, and the top one I'm really like love and have an investment in, and I think it's for the future and for the betterment of financial investments and growth. It's the Cardano. I'm a big fan of the Cardano blockchain. It's a platform for change makers, innovators, and visionaries with the tools and technologies required to create possibility for the many as well as the few and bring about positive global change. And this is coming straight from their website. That's what I'm reading from. So Cardano's great, and also I want to highlight is this new DEX that's coming out. And people who aren't familiar with DEX, it's a decentralized exchange, which is a type of cryptocurrency exchange which allows for direct peer-to-peer cryptocurrency transactions to take place online securely and without need for intermediaries. So Sunday Swap is going to be one of the first ones to drop, or DEXs to drop on Cardano network. And what I really love about Cardano, um, they're very peer and research driven. So they don't really release any type of updates or anything without going through a review process and peer review process, which is not like many of the other ones, crypto exchanges that maybe I'll talk about a little bit later on, or somewhere else. But yeah, but Sunday Swap is getting ready. They've been doing their test net, and they got their main net that seems to be coming out pretty soon. If you looked on their Twitter, they should be dropping a main net hopefully this week. Um, but yeah, Sunday Swap is something to be very, very excited about. I know they have their ISO. Um, so yeah, I mean, you guys should definitely look into some of those things. And yeah, I'm a very big fan of cryptocurrency, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna bring up: Sunday Swap and Cardano. And also, I want to highlight an artist that I think has a very bright future. She's probably pretty local. I don't know if how many people really know about her, but I'm actually not even sure exactly how to pronounce her name. But I think it's John Doe. Um, but yeah, her project is, I think it was called Most Wanted, which was very, very good. Um, yeah, let me spell it out for you: Jean, Gean, and last name Deaux. Most Wanted. That project was great. It's R&B, so go check it out. Some great tracks on there, like Every Night After, Most Wanted, Stay Down. But yeah, very new artist, and I'm very excited what she has going on. I'm not exactly sure where she's from, um, but yeah,
I think she's from Chicago, if I remember
from
correctly.
Chicago. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But yeah, go check out John Doe.
Yeah, man, definitely a super dope artist. But yeah, man. I guess any last words before we close this joint out?
Yeah, who do you want to highlight or do it on your outro?
Let me see. Who should I highlight? I don't know. The first person that comes to mind, since I'm thinking about Chicago and thinking about my favorite artists, let me just highlight. One of my favorites for the last couple of years, artist named Lucki. I know a lot. He kind of getting into the mainstream a little bit now, so a lot of people know about him. But he definitely super dope. His last project, Wake Up Filthy, was good. Wasn't my favorite for him, but it's definitely dope. Definitely go back in his discography and see. There's some stuff in there for everybody, in my opinion. So shout out to Lucky, shout out to John Doe, and definitely check out our recommendations and let me know what y'all
Was
think.
it the Wake Up Lucky?
Yeah, Wake Up Lucky. Yeah, that was the last one that he dropped. Like,
It was the project with Lucki and Filthy, but it's like but it's spelled F1THY. Oh, Filthy's he's a producer. Okay,
yeah, he's a producer. Yep.
all right.
And yeah, because I don't know. Did we talk about Whole Lot of Red? I don't know, but Filthy had a lot of good production on a Whole Lot of Red. He's been producing for Lucky since
Mm.
like 2017, 2016. So I guess they came back together, made some shit, and yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I did listen to that album. There's some good songs on there, man. Yeah, so shout out to Lucky.
Yeah, man, pretty dope, pretty dope. So yeah, let's go ahead and close this thing out if you don't got anything more. So this has been the Friends Podcast episode numero uno.
Friends podcast, friends podcast, friends podcast.
Yeah, man, definitely. We try to keep it simple for y'all so y'all can ain't no super long acronym. Friends Podcast for sure, for sure. So thank you for listening. If you made it this far, definitely like it and share it with your friends that love music as well. This is primarily gonna be pretty much music, but we're gonna have different other topics. Whatever we feel like is gonna come up. So yeah, thank you for listening and signing out.
All right, peace, love.